So, here we are, Season 3. I will admit this episode is very cliche, very patterned, follows all the typical beats, goes exactly as you'd think it would. And yet somehow I still enjoyed it. I think it's because even though the writing hasn't really improved all that much, the execution has. Better, I suppose the word I want to use here is directing, better visual directing, better audio directing, better usage of camera, better usage of voice actors, better animation in general. They did a good job of presenting a fairly typical we can do this together sort of a story, which is also a kind of story they've done before in this very series. But I also have to admit I'm kind of biased because this episode introduces 99, and 99 is my favorite, well, not my favorite, but one of my favorite characters on this show. I like 99. Make of that what you will. And I also like this episode because it gives us yet another insight into what it's like to be a clone. You know, what it's actually like being part of clone society, for lack of a better term. And we start to see some of the problems of them running out of clone DNA, basically, that they're starting to have issues constructing them. And I think that that little tidbit helps to flesh out the episode more than just group of misfits. They do turn it around way too quickly, and it is basically the, oh no, we only get one last chance, oh, we did it! But I'm still with it overall, because the only thing that would make this better is if their arc was across multiple episodes rather than just, we did it, in this one episode. And for whatever reason, they seemed reticent to do that. We gotta get to the sisters, right? And some other stuff that I don't want to talk about, but anyways. So overall, good stuff. It'll be interesting to see the continuation of these guys and their mindset. But one thing that was really stuck in my head, at one point, one of the... I can't remember the name of the species, Kaminoans, said to the Jedi, he was like, you know, you should probably start looking for a new donor for more clones. Now, she doesn't respond to that. But what I found interesting is, why haven't they been? Like, even officially, publicly, the Republic, like, we're hiring for the best physical specimen to be the clone. Obviously, they can't do what Dooku did with his whole little, you know, Hunger Games kind of a thing. But you'd think that would be, now that the clones are official and ratified and all that, you'd think there would be some kind of policy about it, right? Or how about this for a more interesting question? Why has no one brought up the idea of using the clones at all? Now, don't mistake me. Obviously, they're in the middle of a war and they need these clones. They literally need. But what I find strangest is they're just kind of like, no one even brings it up. They bring up all kinds of moral and ethical stuff, and they already have up to this point in the previous two seasons, and yet no one even mentions the idea of discontinuing the usage of clones, or just discontinuing cloning, bringing in actual people who are actual volunteers and whatnot. Or, and here's the best part, how many people would be in favor of continuing to use the clones as convenient, disposable people? The idea of, well, you know, just think of the average citizen who doesn't have to sign up and volunteer to go out and die in a battlefield because they have other people to do it for them, who have been purchased and paid for by the Republic. I think that would be an interesting concept and topic that they didn't really talk about. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. Let's get on with the rest of Season 3, starting tomorrow or tonight, whichever it happens to be.